Yes.
Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Serena Ramadhani. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is that individual action and technology can solve the waste crisis. We, the Dedicated team, believe that this statement is false. The first speaker from the affirmative team has tried to tell you that we can solve the waste problem through personal lifestyle change and the intense innovation. This is wrong because individual action alone cannot fix a systematic crisis like global waste. They also said that apps like Earthing and influencer can create change. This is wrong because these are limited in reach and impact, especially in areas like infrastructure. Today, I will be talking about the limits of individual and text-based solutions. My first point is that the waste crisis is a structural problem. This is because major industry and government play the biggest role and must be held accountable. Now, to my second point, apps and influencers can help, but they are not enough. This is because real change in policy, mass education, and system-wide reform. So, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we believe solving the waste crisis needs more than just apps and actions. It needs policy, pressure, and a shift in industrial responsibility. Okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Whenever you're ready, time is yours. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the topic for our debate is AI is beneficial to individuals and our education. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is the global environmental problems are caused by humans. We negative team believe that this statement is false. Today, as the first speaker, I will be talking about why relying only on technology is not enough to solve our environmental problems, especially when it comes to waste. Our second speaker will discuss the importance of changing human behavior and community involvement. Our third speaker will be back and sum up our takeaways. The first speaker of the affirmative team has tried to tell you that technology alone can solve our environmental problems. This is wrong because technology is only a tool. It cannot work if people do not change their habits. For example, even with the best recycling apps or machines, if people still throw trash carelessly, the problem will not go away. They also said that Gen Z, as a teach-savvy generation, has easily fixed this issue with innovation. This is not entirely true. Where Gen Z is creative and using technology will change with more than just apps or digital solutions. I will be discussing two main points. The first point is the real problem is not the lack of technology, but the huge amount of waste we produce every day. In over 8 billion people on Earth, and each person making about half a kilogram of trash daily. We end up with billions of kilograms of waste every single day. Even the best technology cannot keep up if we do not reduce our waste in the first place. In many places, there is no proper waste management, so trash piles many go to the land and ends up in our rivers and oceans. Now to my second point, the technology is harmful, but it is not a magic solution. But if people do not change their lifestyle, if we don't make recycle a real habit, then technology alone will not communicate. We need everyone to take responsibility, not just rely on gadgets or apps. So, in conclusion, technology can help, but it is not the key to solving environmental problems. The real key is changing our mindset and habits. If we do not act together and live sustainably, no amount of technology will save our planet.
Alright, thank you, Miss.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, Mr. Munir.
Morning.
Amanda, the first negative speaker from opposition. The topic for our debate is that students should not rely too much on AI for learning.
No, it's yes. Why people always like to go to the first? No problem. Go on.
I'm sorry. The topic for our debate is that we should use technology to fight global waste risk. We, the negative team, believe that this statement is false. The first speaker of the affirmative team has tried to value that as like tracing or solving waste problems. This is wrong because this app only work in certain areas and are not accessible to everyone. He also said that Gen Z can make sustainability to go viral through social media. This is wrong because trends are temporary and environment change need long-term commitment, not short-term hashtags. I will be discussing 2 points. My first point: technology is one of the causes of the waste crisis. This is because we create e-waste through gadgets, servers, and production of apps which require energy and create population. Now to my second point: over-reliance on technology makes people lazy. This is because people think an app or machines will fix the problem, while real change comes from reducing and rethinking our consumption. So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we believe that technology may help, but it is not the solution. We must change our habits, not just create more apps. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nice, Miss Adinda. Okay, negative ya. Okay, still reading, but already good some debate vibe speaking ya. Next it will be Sister Novia Early Aurelia. Yes. Get random, sister. Yep. 2 again. Waduh. Kenapa dari itu terus? Yes. Karena nonton affirmative or negative. It's negative.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The topic of our debate today is the Earth is coming from heaven. We agree with the definition given by the affirmative team. However, the affirmative team statement is incorrect and tends to scare people without recognizing the mineral pollution, human health, harmful environmental issues. The affirmative team said humans are trying to earth from pollution, deforestation, overpopulation,
not a living being that is parasitic. Real thought must be solved the effect of plastic waste, climate change, and microplastic. This is misleading, as humans have made many innovation and environmental conditions. Our focus must be on solution, not fear. I will confine two important points. My first point is humans have started taking real steps, such as waste management system, recycling programs, and plastic reduction regulation in many countries. Global campaigns reduce versus recycle, and growing awareness among the younger generation more positive youngers. My second point is technology and innovation of a real solution includes upstream recycling, eco-friendly material, plastic, and scientific research to kill pollution. Young people use social media to spread awareness and encourage real action, not fear. So instead of saying the earth is screaming, it's better to say we are responding to the call for real action. So, ladies and gentlemen, present with my research in conclusion, we formulate the extreme feeling that also environmental power to action. The statement the earth is crying out for help is an inappropriate statement. The statement is more clear in the thing than motivational. We must focus on solution, progress, and hope. Thank you.
Okay, that's it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon to Mr. Munil, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is our reliance on AI may reduce human critical thinking and creativity. We agree with the definition given by the affirmative team, however, we definitively believe that this statement is false. The first speaker of the affirmative team has tried to tell you about our reliance on AI may reduce human critical thinking and creativity. This is wrong because these argument is overly generalized and overlooks on the fact that AI can actually serve as a tool that strengthens the learning process and creativity rather than replacing it. I will be discussing 2 points. My first point is AI can enhance the effectiveness of learning. This is because AI can analyze the knowledge, analyzing student performance, and providing personalized learning recommendations like Khan Academy and Coursera. AI can also answer student questions in
Okay, well, you can start.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, Mr. Munir, ladies and gentlemen, and thoughtful audience. First, let me remind you of our first speaker's powerful arguments. They told us that humans create 4 billion kilograms of waste every day. Plastic poisons our oceans, kill animals, and even enters our bodies as microplastics. But there is hope. Our generation, Gen Z, can use technology to fight this. Apps like Receipt and social media can make reduce, reuse, and recycle a global movement. But wait, individual action is not enough. My first new argument is this: sustainability saves money. Yes, saving the earth is also good for the economy. For example, countries like Germany recycle 60% of their waste and create thousands of jobs. Recycling factories, eco-friendly business, and green startups can make money and protect nature. If we waste less, hospitals will spend less on disease caused by pollution. Governments save money, everyone wins. My second argument: big companies must take responsibility. Did you know that just 20 companies produce 55% of the world's plastic waste, but they do not pay for cleaning it up? This is unfair. We need laws to force companies to recycle their own products. In South Korea, such laws reduce plastic waste by 15% in 2 years. If companies are responsible, they will create less packaging and use eco-friendly material. The opposition might say this is too expensive or people should solve it themselves. But this is wrong. Why? Because when companies make too much plastics, we pay the price. Dirty beaches, sick children, and dead fish. And yes, individuals should aid, but companies and governments have more power. We need both personal action and big change. Let me conclude. Our planet is screaming. We see it polluted in rivers, dying forests, and plastic filled oceans. But we have solutions. Use technology, create green jobs, and force companies to act. We are Gen Z. We are creative. We are loud, and we can make sustainability trendy. Let's not wait. Let's save our home today. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. You can start.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, Mr. Munir, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is the widespread use of AI in education is not a threat but a solution. We disagree with the definition given by the opposition. They present AI as a natural tool that only brings benefits, while they ignore the potential for serious threats to student academic integrity and critical thinking skills. However, the opposition team believes that this statement is false. However, today, as the first speaker, I will be telling to you about academic integrity and dependency on technology. The first speaker of the affirmative team has tried to tell you that AI gives fast, accurate, and diverse explanation, helping students learn efficiently. This is wrong because AI explanation often lack context and when causes so low understanding. Efficiency is not the only measure of learning quality. We also cite that platforms like ChatGPT and Hummingbird inform
2023 survey education week found that 30% of high school students admit to using ChatGPT to complete assignment without teacher permission. This shows how AI, when misused, can seriously compromise the integrity of the academic process. Now, to my second point, students become overly dependent on AI. We need critical thinking. This is because AI often provides instant answers. It discourages students from interacting, analyzing, or exploring alternative solutions. Over time, this erodes the thinking power, creativity, and perseverance that is so inherent in the learning process. A study from Stanford University in 2024 observed the students who frequently rely on AI tools for homework struggle more with often handle critical thinking questions during exams. Thus, excessive AI reliance can do essential thinking skills. The education is supposed to develop. So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we believe that while AI can be helpful, its widespread and unchecked use in education is a threat to academic honesty, to independent thinking, and ultimately to the purpose of education itself. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum.
Yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I'm Christian Fiana. Good afternoon, Mr. Munir and my friends. The topic for our debate is population control to prevent negative impacts on the environment and prosperity. With the affirmative team believe that this statement is true. The first speaker from the leadership team has heard only the uncontrolled population growth will cause various problems, especially those concerning food security and livelihood. This is true because uncontrolled population growth can create pressure on natural resources. The more people they are, the higher the need for food and residential land. This can lead to food shortage, consumption of agricultural land, social development, and increased food imports. If not managed properly, this question will assist national food security and cause social problems. He also said that we need to be good control over the population because an uncontrolled population can cause various negative impacts. This is true because population control is very important to maintain the balance between population growth and redistribution. If not controlled, the population isolation can cause various problems such as food shortage, traffic jams, unemployment, and poverty. We pursue control, friendly planning programs and education. The quality of life of the community can be more assured and development can be worked. Our facilitators already explained that we have the population competition for resources like water, food, and land increase safely. Today I will be talking to you about uncontrolled population from lower quality of life and the human resource point. My first point is the importance of population control. The reason for this is uncontrolled population growth can cause various serious problems, such as land crisis, environmental degradation, and great food insecurity. Excessive population degradation can lead to housing and poverty, which causes the conversion of agriculture and forest land settlements. This worrisome
Second time is
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Langsung ya, Sir?
Yes. Great.
We believe technology is the key to solving the world's problem. It offers innovative and scalable solutions. Millions of kilograms of waste are produced daily. It harms lands, oceans, and even humanhood. Like my opinion. First, smart tech like recycling and waste sorting will improve waste management. Second, social media can spread awareness and make sustainable habits viral. And last, tech startups help turn waste into useful products. Technology gives us real tools to solve the crisis. Let's use this wisely for a cleaner future. Thank you.
Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given to me. I'm Alina Wiritejezile. Good afternoon, Mr. Munir, and ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is that uncontrolled population can lead to disaster. We, the affirmative team, believe that this statement is true. Our first speaker has already explained that uncontrolled population causes land loss and food crisis. As Jacob said, history has taught us that uncontrolled population can create significant social and economic problems. Also, Indonesia is now in a demographic bonus period 2020 until 2030. This is a big opportunity but also a big risk. If we cannot manage this population well, it will bring many disasters, especially in land and food supply. For example, more people with more land needed for housing. This can lead to forest destruction and loss of farming land. If farming land is reduced, food production will go down, and we may face hunger. As Malthus said, human population tends to grow geometrically while food resources grow only arithmetically. This shows that if population keeps growing without food disaster will happen. Today, I will be talking to you about 3 points. My first point is that uncontrolled population can create social problems. This happens because when there are too many people, there are not enough jobs, houses, or services. This leads to unemployment, poverty, and sometimes crime. According to the World Bank, 2022, around 9.5 million Indonesians are unemployed, and most of them are young people living in crowded urban areas. This shows how overpopulation makes life harder, especially in cities like Jakarta and Surabaya. So, population control is important for social stability and safety. My second point is that uncontrolled population puts pressure on public services. More people means more students in schools, more patients in hospitals, and more traffic on roads. This can make education and healthcare worse, especially for poor people. The Indonesian Ministry of Health in 2021 reported that some public hospitals in big cities serve twice their normal capacity, causing low rates and limited treatment. Also, many public schools are overcrowded, with more than 40 students per class, which lowers the quality of learning. This shows why we must control population to keep services running well. And my third point is that education can help control population. If people understand the problem of overpopulation, they
and programs have lower birth rates and better family health. This proves that awareness and knowledge can help control over population in a peaceful and effective way. So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we believe that uncontrolled population will lead to disaster not only in land and food, but also in society and public services. But if we take small steps together through awareness, education, and planning, we can turn this danger into an opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, that's it, Sister Melati. Anytime you're ready, you can start.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The motion for today's debate is that the global environmental problems are caused by humans.
Chairman.
We as the negative team believe that this statement is false. The first speaker from the affirmative team has tried to tell you that technology such as waste management applications like digital startup can solve the waste problem. This is so wrong because many areas in Indonesia still lack basic infrastructure such as reliable electricity and internet access. In addition, not all people, especially those in remote or low-income areas, can access or use this technology effectively. Therefore, technological solution cannot yet be considered the main answer due to significant inequality in access. She also said that social media and influencer can make sustainable lifestyle go viral and easy to follow. This is so wrong because behavioral change requires consistent effort and time. Behavior change cannot be achieved through short-term viral trends. Many environmental campaigns have gone viral but have not significantly changed people's behavior on the ground. This is because cultural habits and everyday practice are much harder to change than online campaigns alone. Therefore, relying solely on social media virality does not guarantee meaningful or lasting impact. I will be discussing 2 points. My first point is the waste problem is a systemic problem that cannot be solved by relying solely on technological innovation or the role of the younger generation. This is because waste management requires an integrated system starting from clear government regulation, effective municipal waste management, to collaboration with the industrial sector. Without strict policies and major investment in waste management infrastructure, small-scale technology will only be a partial and short-term solution. Even in developed countries that already use advanced technology, the waste problem remains a challenge due to weak governance and inconsistent policies. Now to my second point is Gen Z doesn't care as much as you think. This is because in reality, Gen Z is known as a very consumerist generation. The dominance of US fashion and excessive shopping culture such as haul on social media and the habit of frequently replacing gadgets have worsened the waste and electronic waste crisis. In addition, the high trend of online shopping also contributes to the increase in packaging waste. Although many of them claim to care about the environment, their daily behavior often does not align with these claims. Environmental action tends to be an image on social media than a consistent practice. This lifestyle actually accelerates the environmental crisis, not a solution. So, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, the waste problem is far more complex than what the affirmative team suggests. Relying solely on technology and the role of Gen Z overloads the demand. Structural issues that require strong policy, infrastructure, and systemic change. Technological tools and social media campaigns may help, but they cannot replace the need for integrated waste management and real behavior change. In fact, Gen Z's lifestyle often contradicts the environmental ideals they promote. Therefore, without addressing the root cause and systemic failures, the proposed solution will remain superficial and ineffective. Thank you.
Okay. Anytime you're ready. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
In many places, public awareness of waste management is still low and access to technology is limited, making officials comply with Therefore, technology must be complemented by environmental education and plans for best solutions during success. So, let's start technology as part of the solution. Don't forget that real sense requires collaboration and
Okay. Anytime you're ready, sister.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Afternoon.
For our students is the AI is help improve the quality of our engineering. The statement is false. The first speaker has said for you, AI cannot supervise it. This is wrong because we believe that the problem is not with AI but with how we use it. Because AI cannot replace the thinking process, curiosity, and emotional attention that we use learning. For example, when students learn classroom discussion, they not only different information but also learning solutions. It is very important in developing critical and social thinking skills, which AI cannot do. And now I will discuss 3 points. My first point is AI should be a smart efficient learning partner. This is because with ability to process large amounts of data and respond quickly, AI can be an effective partner in learning. Now to my second point, the use of AI help personalize learning and restitution with different abilities. It's because every learning is different way. Some are quite incredibly, some need be AI can adjust the material and learning style based on student habits and default. Sometimes it's difficult to in class with one teacher. And the last point is the AI the way it is used the most this is because if we teach the students to use AI responsibly, they will actually become smarter knowledge. So, but it's not the role
Okay, good. That anytime you're ready.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, studies Gen Z and technology can tackle the math problem. As the second speaker from the affirmative team, I'd like to strengthen the women already met was is our source and environmental crisis, and we, as especially Gen Z, have both the responsibility and the potential to help solve it. We all know how massive the global waste problem is. Imagine if each person produced